All right, last week we talked about the Navy waiving the requirements to have a high school diploma or GED, right? Just another attempt to try to get people to join. Well, the Air Force is now rolling out their own idea to boost its numbers. So from defense1.com, which is new. I never saw that site before, but defense1.com. The US Air Force is opening a program on February 8th, so last week, to allow up to 1,000 retired officers and enlisted personnel to return to active duty amid manning shortages.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have enough the first 20 years, you can go back for another 4, right?
Is there an age limit?
No.
That's interesting because
Putin, they didn't go into an age.
You guys did just see Putin agreed to allow his people enlisting up to 70.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
That's a while ago.
Sure.
Well, because they're so beat up.
Yeah, they're so beat up. They're not beat up.
I'm telling you, if you're letting 70-year-olds join your military, what the hell?
Ukraine is chasing guys down to come back. They're using women in their military.
The U.S. Air Force just said would let you back in.
That's true. That's right. What
and we're not in an active war.
That's a good point.
Active,
That's a good point.
So it looks to me like they're trying to bring pilots back for the most part because
there's
a whole list. Yeah.
That's where it started. But now they've opened it up to enlisted. It's called the Voluntary Retired Return to Active Duty, or VRRAD. The program would allow retirees to serve for up to 4 years. But VRRAD has already drawn skepticism online because it offers few incentives. Airmen who rejoin will be ineligible for the aviation bonus or promotion. They will return to the retired grade and be required to meet physical fitness standards, as well as be subject to PCS moves, baby. According to
it's a 4-year tour, right? Also,
yeah, it's a 4-year tour. But if they want to move you,
4-year tour, PCS, no promotion, no bonus.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
You get to come back in.
Yeah, we'll feed you. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Are you guys familiar with Skill Bridge?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Skill
It's a
Bridge?
pretty cool program, yeah.
They said airmen who come in under this VRRAD, they can't use Skill Bridge, which helps troops shift to civilian jobs. So it's like,
jeez,
can they eat food? Like, are they allowed to drink the water?
Do they get
sounds more like punishment?
Like, what's even the point of putting this shit out?
It's like they all had a bunch of hands shaking. They're like, "That's a good idea. Good job, guys. Good job, guys." and then the guy comes in, is like, "Hey, I can't wait to go tell them." They're like, "Wait, before you tell them, make sure they know." No bonuses, no promotions. They might get moved. No skill bridge, and they got to be fit.
I wonder
now
go
spread the word.
Do you lose your retirement pay also and disability?
I would assume so during that 4 years.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a great point.
Yeah, because you're now in active duty. You're getting the VA.
I would imagine that there's somebody that's going to hit somebody in the VA, and they're going to go, "Hey, wait a minute, he's back on active duty. He doesn't need 90%. He doesn't need 100%.
No.
Oh,
he's back down, right?"
The only reason I would do this is if they brought in warrant officers and be like, "Yeah, you're already automatic warrant." Like
there
that
is
kind of thing.
There is a story about the Air Force bringing back warrant officers.
Yeah, at AFA the other night they talked about that. But it's only going to be for cyber and IT.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of incentives here, boys. A lot of incentives.
As soon as I got it back in, immediately the first year, every freaking week, I'd be going to sick call. No.
Oh yeah. Hey,
something.
My instep hurts now.
I can't do this right here. I can't even touch this.
I had that before I came in. It's pretty
I played
bad.
soccer for PT, and now I got this burner down my neck.
Dude, I'd go full out on PT.
Well, just wait how many of these guys are disqualified by MHS Genesis.
Oh
yeah, Genesis.
Oh yeah, good call on that.
Wonderful database. System. Yeah.
Eric, remember we talked to that recruiter who never got back to us, of course.
Yeah,
about Genesis.
Yep.
The Air Force originally launched VRRAD in 2017 when it was struggling to retain pilots. Now the service is reviving the program after missing its annual enlisted recruiting goal for the first time in nearly a quarter century. And as officials already project a shortage of 4,300 personnel under the current authorized end strength. But retirees likely won't jump to rejoin the service through the program unless it ups the incentives to leave their civilian lives, according to Ryan Haberman, who is an analyst with the RAND Corporation. Quote, asking retired officers and senior enlisted individuals to come back to active duty status in a billet that is likely far away from their new home of record for a maximum of 48 months is tough.
Yeah.
His words.
Yeah, no
You know who we're looking at? We're looking at the guy that's living on the side of the road in a tent, who's a retiree with nothing. He might be the only guy that would say, yeah, sign me up. I got nothing.
Right.
But the
How
rest
many
of us,
pilots?
there's no incentive at all.
Like, let's pretend you're a 20-year, lieutenant colonel, major.
Yeah.
You get out, you're pulling that. You might be having some disability. Now you got a civilian job as a pilot. You have to work, 3 days a week?
Sure.
4, if that. And you're getting potentially more pay than what you were doing in the Air Force.
A hell of a lot.
With significantly less life restrictions.
And there's a civilian pilot shortage.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be happy about letting these guys
And now we want you to
come back in for
tempo. At a higher ops tempo. You're flying every other day. Oh, come on, man.
And you're not getting flight pay.
Nothing.
Oh, and you have to come back in and take all the CBTs for all the woke bullshit they've been rolling.
Oh, good call, the CBTs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, before we got you anything, we got 2 days of you going through CUI training and sexual harassment.
Yeah, you got hands-on sexual assault training.
Hands-on.
Dude, can you imagine if your marriage survived the military, and then you're like, I'm thinking about going back in.
Right. But maybe that's the guy who just got divorced, and he's like, "F this, I'm going back in, baby."
I'm sure there's onesies and twosies that it would seem like, oh, it's a good idea, but man, for the rest of us,
Air Force wide, you're looking at 100 maybes.
That's what I would think.
Well,
Can't be much bigger.
I see Chief Master Sergeant Williams working out, staying in shape. He could go back in for 4 years. And
he shaved for that retirement.
Super Chief Master Sergeant Williams.
Okay, I'm going to trash talk him a little bit.
That might be enough incentive. Like if you get something special with it. But with no incentives, who the fuck is going to do that?
He put his blues on. All 3 of those people at that retirement. First of all, awesome retirement. Never seen a retirement officiated by a chief.
Yeah.
So it was for a chief, by a chief, with there was an officer. There was
who was a proffer, right?
Oh, the full bird was the proffer.
That's crazy.
And that full bird was like, when you retire, I'll be there. Let me be your proffer. Nice. And then he came back and did it. He was good to his word.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
But the one thing that I'm calling a little bit bullshit on, all of them put their blues on again. Full blues, full shaved, full everything. No fucking retirement pin.
Oh,
ooh, that's not right. That's not right.
You know, isn't being retired, even though you're going back to go do that, right? But isn't being retired and then you put your uniform on and you go back being retired in uniform, isn't that the guy who graduates high school but goes back to prom?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
College guy, and he's walking around
and he's wearing his varsity jacket still.
Letterman jacket.
Yeah. That's his Letterman jacket. Yeah.
Oh, you cutie.
Yeah.
And everybody who's there at the prom is like, why is this fucking guy coming back? Nobody wants him here, right?
You know I'm going to get a rash of shit because of this whole conversation.
Because anybody who's like us, who's heard that, is like, yeah, I hate it when they put their uniform on and they come back and they think they got authority.
So Sorensen listens to this. He was like, oh, the melodious tones of Marty Smith and Jake Wall. He goes, I listen to you guys every week. I was like, golly, man, you're one of 12.
Yeah, that's true. Keep on. We don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose you.
Keep it going. It
Well,
was fun to go back and see everybody though. Like it was like a family reunion.
That's cool.
It was
yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
I'm surprised without the retirement pin, though.
Yeah, because I thought that was a requirement if you're going to wear the uniform.
I thought so too. I don't know to be a fact, but I thought so.
Yeah.
You go through and you're wearing full uniform. Other people in uniform are doing nothing but seeing chiefs.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Well, and it could be those
I'm not
kind of
saying
guys.
it's stolen valor.
But it could be those kind of guys who need to go in under this program because they're like, I haven't told somebody what to do in years.
I need it.
I need that authority back, right? I need to go back in and start pointing fingers and sending people running.
Jake, did you just tell Chief Williams that he had stolen valor?
Hell yeah, he did. It's close. It's close.
Watch out,
or
Jake.
Impersonating.
He might deadlift you to death there, man. He might strap you on with those chains around his waist.
I got him on the calves and thighs. We're good. That boy skips leg day.
Oh, you got him on the hair. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
I don't know. We both, people still confuse us.
Really?
Oh, still, man. Still.
Oh, wow.
He's a bald white guy with a beard. So am I. So, I mean, and we're all the same. I mean, I get the benefit of not working out. Yeah,
that's true.
But I mean, he works out like crazy and still gets confused for fat me. So I don't know who's getting the bad end of the stick on this one.
Not doing good.
Well, if you're interested, the Air Force said applications must be submitted by January 31st, 2026. So we're going to let this fucker roll for 2 years, baby.
There's no age limit on this?
I didn't run across it. So